Ted Messerschmidt. How are you? Andrew Tracy. Good morning. Thanks for inviting us here today. Love to have a chance to talk with KBS. As you know, on Figueroa Tower, I've been the leasing agent for 2 years. And I love the fact that you're allowing me to continue the relationship and continue to work on the tower. A couple weeks ago when we last met, we discussed the fact that this building is lagging in occupancy to the Tier 1 Class A market that it's in. We discussed that it's lagging in rental rates. You shared a concern that you believe it's lagging in image. You asked me for my opinion, how do we attack those challenges? And that's why I brought these gentlemen here with me today. So this is the actual team that'll work on this assignment, just so you know. It is the finest facilities team in Southern California. This is how I'm going to attack it. So first, on my right, go ahead, Andrew, introduce yourself.
I'm Andrew Tracy, and I'll be acting as a transition manager for this assignment.
My name's Ted Wapner. I'll be the Director of Engineering for the assignment, working on a daily basis with Jerry Burgess.
Sherry Burgess. Good morning. I'll be the Director of Property Management for this facility.
So with that, I gave some thought as to challenges that we have with the image, the rental rates, the occupancy of this building. And it determined to me that a solution started to formulate of one team, one goal. Right now, I've been agency leasing for this building, working with the property manager there. It works well. I've gotten along well with them. We get along great. We communicate well. It's not the same as one team, one goal. I never felt like everyone knew exactly what our ultimate goal was for this building. And you're going to learn in a short 2 years period of time what our goals are as we discuss this. It's my thought that this building, it is an unusual and a small, it's 280,000 square feet with great character in a very good location. This building should be the exquisite luxury premier office building of Los Angeles. I believe we should have tenants that actually ask themselves, do we belong there as a facility? This building is absolutely exquisite. And as I build this team of experts to help bring this, what we're going to propose to you essentially is that we rebrand this building. We're not going to change the building's name. We're not going to change the sign at the top. We're not going to add new lights. We're not rebranding that way. We're going to rebrand this from the inside out. We're going to rebrand this building with the premier services and amenities that this building calls for. So each of us are going to have a role. We're going to discuss each of our roles and how we're going to attack these goals. But at the end of 2 years' time, we're going to have a better set of client, a higher class of tech. We're going to have higher rental rates, and we're going to at least be up to where market occupancy rates are. We're 10% behind right now. We're going to at least catch up, and after that, we're going to have the highest occupancy. So with that, I will transfer it to Andrew. I've got a question first, Andrew. I'll ask you. You reviewed the financials in the RFP. And as we formulated our proposal, as we submitted last week, and please don't say you forgot to receive that proposal. And tell me what you found as you reviewed the finances.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity of letting us speak to you today. As a transition manager for this assignment, I've assembled several teams of industry leaders within our organization who are experts in the areas of research, leasing, property management, and building engineering. Our national research team, which is led by Bob Bach, has already completed a thorough analysis of the Southern California, more specifically LA office market. We have already developed a targeted plan which will address two of the items that Fred had spoke to. Number one, increasing rental rates to a tier 1 level. Number two, reducing vacancy to a level below market averages. Our second group that I've put together is put together to promote this building as the finest luxury boutique building in the LA market. Jerry Burgess will lead that team, and he will address service enhancements in the areas of parking, security, helicopter shuttle service, and also the Sky Deck event market. Thirdly, Ted Wachner, our Director of Engineering, will put together a SWAT team comprised of Chris Wiederman, our Director of Operations, Josh Shoemaker, our Director of Engineering, and do a thorough audit of the building from ground floor to roof. That audit will include assessments such as mechanical operations, service contracts, preventive maintenance, and staffing. Ted will speak further on that when I'm through. Lastly, as a collective team, we've already looked at the financials as provided in the offering memorandum. And the analysis indicates that there are potential cost savings in many areas, the largest of which is in utility costs.
Andrew, what measures are you going to use? Did you mention utility costs and energy savings? How are you going to measure that?
Well, as you well know, having your offices in California, that the utilities in California are deregulated. And although gas everyone can go to the open market for gas, electricity is a little bit, there's a twist to that, as you well know. There's a lottery every year, so there's a limited amount of end users that can go to the open market to purchase their electricity. We will partner with Amertex, our energy advisors, and they will guide us through that process.
What do you have to give them for them to do that?
They will do the analysis at no charge to us.
Just give them an invoice that you receive from the electric company, and they can take it.
And they will take it from there.
And they're part of your company?
They are part of our company, yes. That fee is built into their rates when they go to market for that.
Andrew, are there other areas of savings that you've seen as you went through other ones?
Absolutely. There's three other areas I'd like to touch on. Number one, there's green alternatives, both solar and wind power generation. We will bring in Sebastian Wilk, who's our Director of Clean Energy. He's based out of the Chicago office. And Sebastian will lead the charge in assessing and exploring options for wind and solar power at Figueroa Tower. We'll also apply all national pricing with our preferred vendors. And lastly, we will use Angus software, which Ted will speak more on.
Jerry, as property manager, tell me why you are interested in this assignment.
Well, you guys know how unique this property. I mean, there's no other property market like this, and it is it's an art piece. I've had a great deal of experience in my past managing with Art Deco art pieces in those respective communities. It has all the things, all the amenities that you would need. The service levels are way behind where they should be. There's a great opportunity, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about taking the low bar, and moving it way, way up in a very serious manner. There should be no building in town that can compete with this property from a service level perspective. It has a helipad on the roof. It's being underutilized. It has an attached parking garage. It has sufficient parking in a market like LA. Underutilized and probably undervalued. It's marble. There's marble everywhere. Painted ceilings, brass doors. These are the kind of things that I've had a great deal of experience managing, which a lot of managers that you're going to Skylock, another unique opportunity that's underutilized. So we hope to raise the delivery model on all of those pieces.
What would you do, Jerry, to change the branding, the identity?
Excuse me a second, Fred.
Thinking helicopter shuttle service.
Well, you're in a market like LA, and right across the street, the next block over, they're developing a brand new, very, very large hotel complex. We feel we can use that helicopter pad to shuttle in celebrities and so forth. They may want to stay in that hotel and use our building as kind of a domicile for their coming and going to and from the airport, flying in from closer venues. We all know what the traffic system is like in LA. And for many of these people, it's not a cost issue. They just want to get easy access in to the core of the city and out, and we have the ability to provide that service.
So from an ownership standpoint, then, we're really providing, continuing work.
Right.
And does that affect the tenants? I mean, we haven't, the noise.
No, there's no.
Silent helicopter. We did that. Sure, what other? Branding, talk about the rebranding.
Well, again, it's all through the branding. And one of the first things we would do is we would put formally dressed, formal attire, door men at every door. They'd be greeters, they'd greet you, they'd come in. That white glove service, level of service, truly with white gloves, they'll be wearing white gloves. Continues into the desk area, that's the front desk, and also into the garage. And we'll talk in just a minute about how we're going to change the garage perspective as far as that service model there. And I'm a former Navy SEAL and a licensed helicopter pilot. And when I tell you that this staff is going to be well trained, I mean it. So the Sky Lobby. Sky Lobby right now is not being used. It needs to, we think, be a kind of a core of the community, providing events, having some events and major announcements in the city and in town. Not being done. We would like to bring top artists from all over the world. We think this building should have art in it every day. So we'd have art exhibits, maybe for a month at a time. We'll talk about who those are and who we think we can achieve some great success, bringing known artists in the world today to the building to display their
Who
works.
coordinates the art?
Through our property management, this is all our through the management system. So the parking, for a second, if we can just talk on that. There's the service level. Most of this service level model is you're asking, well, why is that important? I mean, what's it going to do? It's going to give you bottom line value. The parking, for example, right now is a self-park opportunity. So you pull in your car and park. If you go to an attendant park service, we can probably get at least 20% more volume in car parking per day by doing that. We also think the rental rate structure is also probably about 20 or 25% below parking. We've calculated quickly the amount of additional parking and the value that we're missing right now. It's probably $500,000 to $600,000 a year. Just use a simple 10 cap, and you're at $5 or $6 million of missing value. Like that. Correct. Yeah. I think that's.
Oh, well, last week when we toured the building, Jerry, you made some concerns to me about the exterior of the building. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, this is a marble structure outside and inside. Very few really have experience of managing marble. I'll talk about the outside first. Marble, as most people may or may not know, is a very soft material for a facade. And I have had experience in my past managing the largest, what used to be the largest white marble structure in the world. Literally, I managed that building for 20 years.
Which one?
The Fisher Building in downtown LA. I'm sure you're familiar with it. So the problem becomes if you're not on top of that facade program, from caulking and grout joints and all that, it's very soft, very porous, you get moisture in there. There's shelf angles that hang with it. The stone hangs on the facade, and it's immensely expensive if you're not understanding how to manage this thing. On the inside, I've seen companies that, in a marble floor, and this is a gorgeous marble floor in this lobby, they'll treat it with, they'll put wax on it. You do not wax a marble floor, and you don't use any strong cleaning solvents. This is a floor that's either honed or polished only. So.
Thank you, Chair. No, I greatly appreciate that. Ted, as Director of Operations and Chief Engineer, I led you through that building as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what you found?
Sure. Fred, before the day we toured, I actually toured 3 other properties in downtown LA, the Century Plaza Towers, 100 North Sepulveda, and Figueroa and Wilshire. And what I found was this building, to put it bluntly, is on average with these other buildings in condition. The problem is average isn't good enough for this building. We believe that needs to be brought up. The service levels need to be brought up. What we want to do there is a full equipment audit on the property. Take a look at what you have, as well as the preventive maintenance program that you have in place to make sure that it's covering, taking care of the equipment, and you're getting the life that you put into the money that you put into the equipment out of it. We'll also review their PM program, the preventive maintenance program, to make sure it's being done accurately, being done on time, and they're using the results. On top of that, we're going to review all the service contracts. There's quite a few out there, but there are a number of them that I think we can improve upon with our preferred vendor program and our pricing. We'll also do a tenant survey on top of that, get the tenants' view on what's going on in the building and how they view the service levels right now. Also the staff. I met most of the staff when I toured the building. Seemed very adequate. They do a lot of in-house work, which is really plus for the bottom line of that building. We'd like to continue that. But we would actually improve their training. We get them involved with the New Mars Corporate Engineering Training Program, get them up to speed, because their service levels need to be improved as well. I mean, from everybody else, it's got to be from the staff level of the building. I did notice there were 2 electric hot water tanks in the building. Kind of an inefficient and dated means of doing your hot water system. So we're going to look at a possible gas fuel for the hot water tanks, or maybe a little more forward with some solar power in conjunction with possibly a Tesla power pack in the equipment building to lower the cost on that electric. It's very inefficient to get your hot water. Other than that, we're going to take a look at your PM program. We're going to look at that, make sure it works out all right. We're going to recommend Angus Anywhere at this point, and all 4 modules of the Angus program, which is basically they're going to take care of the tenant service request, the resource request, which means it'll coordinate the use of the conference rooms, the parking, the helideck, all that, the preventive maintenance program, as well as the operational reporting of the preventive maintenance program.
What about lighting? Ted, I know you talked to me about some lighting opportunities.
You've got 1989 lighting in the building right now. Again, there are a lot of improvements, specifically with LEDs going forward. I think we start with the common areas, and then we possibly move into tenant spaces as well. We've had some success in the Cleveland market that I know of, where we've actually had the tenants foot the bill for their own light bulb retrofits. They're paying for the plugs and they're paying for the lights, so you can easily convince them that this is actually a savings for them in the long run, through long-term time.
Are you concerned though going from, if you have an LED, that your, with the lighting is different? This is a historic property designed with certain light structure, so changing the building.
Well,
I can certainly can, yes.
I can speak for that. The new LED lighting comes in a range of colors. You can get daylight, you can get more yellow light. So we
Yes.
preserve the same environment.
And you're right, in a building of this nature, I don't think we switch out anything without your prior approval. We do not want to affect the integrity of the construction of this building. It's marvelous.
You know, the outcome of these cost savings is the intention is to stabilize the expenses moving forward. The pro forma in the offering memorandum shows that there's a 3% increase on an annual basis. We believe that we can stabilize those expenses over a short period so that there's additional value 4 or 5 years down the road.
Well, I think these are a lot of great ideas. if I did your service, I would right up the door there, and cost savings. I mean, you guys have done an analysis where you actually know what to say, here's the cost of all of these are recommending. It's going to be either absorbed through utility savings or operational efficiencies or, increased occupancy and rent.
Right, and here, that's exactly what we did. So what I did is I got together with our capital markets group. John Carrick, you may already know, he's our leader capital markets professional here in Los Angeles. Also brought in an expert from Canada Commercial Real Estate, a gentleman by the name of Ken Margath, also located in Los Angeles. And they put together a 2-year forecast valuation. All right, so what we've done is, assuming the same market conditions, interest rates don't rise, things like that, assuming the same, we can project a $20 million increase in value in this building, based on just us meeting the goals that we've set forth here. So I've got a report written by John and Ken to give to you.
And the other thing is, really missing here for a building of this nature is there's
Especially compared to the thing I got yesterday.
there's really no connection to the city of LA. Nobody has any idea who the mayor is. The mayor is Eric Garcetti. He's a very good friend of mine. Previous on city council. Herb Wesson is your district city councilman for your property, specifically for downtown. Herb's son and my son go to college together. They're roommates. A city of this nature, or a building of this nature in the core of LA needs to be able to draw attention from city government. You're dependent upon LAPD for your security ultimately, fire department, zoning, building departments, and everything else. And I promise you, no one will get more attention from the city hall than this.
Again, thank you for having us. Thank you for having this team be introduced to you. I will repeat, this is from our past experience in history. It's the finest facilities team in Southern California. Of course, I consider myself the finest policing agent. That one team, one goal approach is my proposal moving forward to achieve what you want to achieve.
So my only question is that this only building is lagging railway occupancy. But the city at least for 2 years.
We were going to talk to you about that.
Understand.
Does this have to be a package deal?
It's actually a great question, and I want this answered because I will tell you that the ownership plays a key role in all of these goals, right? And in actuality, this building got lost in foreclosure. That's what resulted in this offer memorandum that you purchased it on. And we did not have the right ownership. Now with KBS, we do.
I have a couple of questions. So I'm a little overwhelmed by all of your ideas. I think they're really great, but I would be concerned if I didn't have a team in front of me that looked super organized, and like you said, you used to be Navy SEAL and you feel friendly. Now, as a transition leader, how quickly would a lot of this happen? I mean, can you summarize, the abridged version of the top items you think need to happen and when it's going to happen?
As far as from an engineering perspective, that would begin the first week we were there.
Okay.
We bring in the teams immediately, and that assessment must be done immediately so we can determine how to move forward. Jerry has already, with the service enhancements, has already put together his plan, and that will be staged in because that takes some time to
Okay.
create a new environment.
And you always talk to me when we work together about templates and checklists. Do you really have those in situations like this?
We do have a transition checklist that we will use, and we can share that checklist with you if you'd like. And it covers all the different areas that we will be looking at.
Do you have a dashboard that you can, like an online dashboard that you can post this information so that we can see real time what's happening and when it's happened?
Yes, and the key to this is